I get asked a lot and quite frequently where I get my fabrics, how I choose them, and this is a selection of fabrics that I purchased from my local antique store. You'll notice that there's different colors of white and different hues of cream and white. And I get inspiration from the linens and the laces. This is an antique collar made from lace and embroidered. And these are the pieces that inspire my fabric choices and bundles and journals. The combination of colors. It's already marked in history. It's already there. Creations from people years ago. There was a lady that embroidered this. It has a story, it has meaning, and it's there for inspiration. French books and the colors that they use, that beautiful French blue. I even find inspiration in kitchenware. The colors, the minimalistic approach to something vintage and beautiful. And I can store my pens and goodies inside too. So that's a bonus. Now I'm working on cutting apart and separating the individual flowers on this crocheted, I believe it's like a tabletop, or you can put a centerpiece in the center to decorate your table. And you'll notice that some of them have a little bit of discoloration on the edges and they're more stark white in the center. I love that because it shows sign of use and history and age. And my process for taking each individual piece is just seeing where they connect and cutting them in the middle with my scissors. It's a process that's a little time consuming, but this way everyone will be able to have an authentic crocheted floral that they can use in their artistry and their journals. We still have a long way to go, but it's almost finished. So I just received a really exciting little package in the mail. Hopefully it's what I think it is. Yes, it is. They're little glass vials that I'm going to be filling up with little treasures. And it's perfect for what I have planned. So I'm going to make sure and check that all of the little glass vials reached me in really good condition to make sure I have enough. I was nervous to receive them as I didn't know how they were going to be packaged up, but it looks like they packaged them up really safely, like it had this little cushion. And you'll notice I'm super impatient when it comes to opening packages, so my packages always look like a little tornado hit them, but that's okay. I feel bad sometimes, but I'll get to repurpose this in some way. So let me go ahead and check to see that all of the little glass vials are in good condition. And the types of treasures that I want to put into these little glass vials, I was thinking of originally putting some buttons in there, like these beautiful blue vintage buttons that I salvaged, but they actually don't fit. And I think these would be better off putting them on little button cards anyway. So what I decided to put into these little glass vials, let me put it down as I get anxious, as I think if this falls it just completely cracks. So let me just put it down nice and snug. And these are some beads that I actually have that I adore. These are little mini rosettes, some beautiful glass beads, and then of course some sequins. And then this is actually one of my prized possessions. They are vintage beads from a necklace that I purchased from an antique store, and I purchased it for myself to wear, but it tends to be a little bit too big on me, too long. You know those jewelry pieces that you sometimes buy because they're pretty but you don't end up using? This is exactly one of them. So I want to use it in one of my projects, and I think it would be better used as little crystals and little beads to give to you guys so that you can use in your projects. And then I'll of course save like a strand of them. And then I also have some of these really beautiful crystal-like Zetch glass beads that I want to fill in the little containers as well, just to kind of create filler beads that will go really well with these bigger beads that we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and start packing up the little provision jars with beads, sequins, and just really pretty things. Perhaps a little mini button. I think that would be really cute. Is anyone else obsessed with the noise that these little glass vials make when you open them? I love that. I just think that's so cute. Alright, time to focus. Time to work. So my sister is actually helping me with these little jars of lusciousness. It's just beads, Zetch glass beads, some sequins, some little mini buttons, some little roses, really beautiful little things, and crystals. And we like to separate them in little containers. I have no idea what these little containers are called, to be honest, but they're cute. In this way, she organizes the little quantities of beads that need to go inside of the little jars. And she's really happy and excited to put a little bit of herself into these provision boxes. And she starts out by just organizing the little bead. There's a quantity of how many beads we put into each little jar, because if we put too much, then they actually won't close, right, Nini?
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard when you put too much stuff in there, and we want to put so much little crystals and beads, but we don't want it to not be able to close and then fall out potentially in shipping. So she normally just does this, and then she puts them in the little container and she pours it in. So while she's creating her little jars of happiness and lusciousness, you're so specific, Nini. Right as I was saying that, you're so like specific on how you do things. That's so cute. I get a lot of questions about what I do with all of my scrap fabric that I have. I mean, look at this one. This is actually included in the French provision box set. It's one of my favorites. And then we have some laces as well, but I have lots of leftover fabrics and pieces and scraps that are left over when we end up cutting all of the fabrics, and I just store them like this. I just take a little fabric closure and I make them into these little bundles that I actually end up storing in boxes or in my closet, and I pull from them. I literally just pull whenever I want to use them for projects. So that's a little tip if you have fabric lying around and you want to put it in a somewhat organized way. This is a good option. So it's been a couple days and we have finally finished stamping and prepping all of the spools. There are too many spools to count, and we keep them organized, I think in quantities of, I believe there's 100 in here, or 80, I might be wrong. We try to keep them nicely stacked, but some of them do end up falling. But we have a couple of these container boxes, and we keep them filled with the spools that need to be prepped with the textiles. And the idea is to mimic an antique spool of thread, but instead of thread, we're going to be putting textiles on there. And this is some really beautiful pink cotton that we have dyed. And then I want to add some of this really lovely trim. Can you see how cute those little flowers are? I love the back actually more, even though there's no floral design on it, but you can really see the work of weaving trims and ribbons, which I really appreciate, as it's something that's not done or is not that common anymore nowadays. So I think what I'm going to do is take my ribbon, my little floral ribbon, and I'm going to wrap it around this spool to add a little bit more dimension. And then once that's finished, I need to do probably like 50 more of them. And then I need to start on the other spools to prep them with other colors. So it is a repetitive process, but it's a process that I really like because the end result is gorgeous. And then we also have these little clothespin spools. Perhaps I'm going crazy from raveling too many spools, but does this not look like a little girl with like her little embroidered top and her skirt and her little legs at the bottom? Nice cute little head, except she's missing some hair, which I probably can't take care of that right now. Oops, let's not show your belly. There's probably an artist on Etsy that sells like little clothespin people with like fabric as the clothes. That's just so cute. That's a nice little Christmas gift idea if you want to give like a customized gift. A little clothespin doll with some textiles to like intertwine her clothes. As you can see, I'm rambling because I don't really want to embark on the task that is to spool and get all the textiles on like 100 little wooden spools. But someone needs to do it, and that someone is not you, honey. It is me. So I have just finished all 12 of the spools for the first provision box, the country cottage one. I can't get over how adorable these little clothespins look like with textiles around them. They look like little girls. And then the really beautiful little ribbon spools with the hand-dyed cotton and the floral ribbon. They're so cute. I love these. I want to keep one for myself. And in the back, the ribbon and the fabrics are actually secured with some masking tape so that they don't unravel, and then you can easily remove them and you won't get pricked like a normal little pin. So we're finished with the little clothespins and the pink textile spools, and now it's time to do 12 more of some green ones. Just look at this beautiful, dreamy little stack of fabrics. You'll notice the color palette going on. I actually haven't used yellow, I think, before in any fabric bundle or journal. This is just making me so happy and excited with the possibilities. I have lots of fabrics here, laces and linens. This one, absolutely stunning. The texture is really nice. Of course, different colored laces. This is some beautiful hand-woven Italian fabric, and so many more floral fabrics, linens, matching colors and laces. More laces. This one, oh my gosh, you guys, this one. This is some French, very lightweight kind of see-through fabric. Hopefully I can still find some because I used the last little pieces in these bundles and I saved some itty-bitty scraps for myself, but look at how gorgeous it looks layered on top of a linen. And this is some really old antique French cotton as well, but look at how pretty. Oh my goodness, the florals. Oh, this is so pretty. Imagine some wallpaper, some digital paper out of that. I might be inspired to create some digital paper out of these. And then these are very nice, thicker kind of upholstery cottons. Really beautiful blue, more of a vintage tone. And then this really cute little rosebud, yellow rosebud. So I'm very excited with the fabrics that I have. And now I need to organize them and fold them to fit into the provision box. So far, so good. Progress is being made. I always like to organize the fabrics from basic like solid linens to textured woven fabrics. Of course, laces, really beautiful cottons, more colored laces, this cute little mini lace. If you guys remember, I used right here, perfect. This is what I used that fabric for. Let me move this aside. So this fabric is the same one that I used to create my hinged little pocket that we tipped in with our little mini hinges, our honeycomb hinges. So that was a really lovely project to do, and so I used this same fabric. So if you thought it looked familiar, it is. Its little sister is in my journal, and this sister needs to find a beautiful loving home with one of you. And if you create the same hinged pocket, we will both have matching pockets in our journals. I just think that's so cute. So let me put my journal away before I get tempted to play inside of here. Where should this one go? It feels like a cotton, but it has embroidery on it. I don't know. I think this is one of like the standout fabrics that I want to include on the top. So I'm going to put that there for now. Beautiful, beautiful blue. This is the sweetest and most darling little floral print. I love this one. This is definitely one of the fabrics that I want to put on the top. Definitely. Oh, but this one, oh my goodness. This one is stunning. Look at this, you guys. It's a pretty long fabric, as you can see. It has some metallic thread used to embroider around the cotton. So when you turn it to the light, it kind of shimmers. Imagine hand beading beautiful beads inside of this flower and putting this as your journal cover. I have a little strip that I saved for myself. And then on the other side, some beautiful lightweight cotton for ruffles to match the cover. I saved a little piece for myself, and I think I'm going to make myself a journal hand beaded inside because it already has kind of like the template and pattern for you. You just need to follow within the lines, which is sometimes hard to do for me as I want to have fun and experiment and make my own pattern, but sometimes I just need to follow the directions and the lines that are previously set for me. So we're making progress, slow but surely we are. I think I'm going to turn the camera off as it's getting distracting as I want to share every little piece with you all. But I still want some of them to be a surprise when I show you the finished provision boxes. This is the box that I need to put all of these fabrics in and then see how much space I have left over to put the spools, the decorative beads and gems, and then some handmade ephemera that will only be in this sage French blue provision box. So it's been about 2 weeks. I'm so happy to be back in the studio because I can finally begin to sort out my papers. All of the boxes will be having antique wallpaper, but they're going to have to fit within the box because the idea is that it's a provision kit, so everything that you need, your basic provisions, will be included to create and to decorate a journal. Look at this one! This one is actually going to be one that has the colors of blue, sage, yellow, the ones that you saw the fabrics for. This is like a Tiffany blue, very elegant. And then look at this beautiful bright one. And then over here I have some French ephemera. Look at these. Oh, this is all done with fountain pen ink or calligraphy pen. And these are actually the papers that I need to sort through for the French provision box. This is some ledger paper. This is that beautiful blue wallpaper that I used for my Artist in Bloom journals. It's one of my favorites because it has so much texture. This one, probably hands down, is my favorite wallpaper that I own. Probably hands down. This is, you can see where we cut it right there. I love when things just match perfectly like that. But this color palette, you guys, this is originally the color of the paper. And they applied this beautiful paint to it. Oh, it's so stunning. So this one, it comes in the French one. We have some lovely papers, Italian papers included as well. Just like with the paper bloom packs, there's going to be antique wallpapers, Italian papers, vintage papers. I'm going to try to. Everything that we love in paper. And then this little pile, oh my goodness. I don't want to show too much as I want to, I still want it to be a surprise. But the first release that we're going to be doing are the provision boxes, which these full sheets are going to be in. But then I had some left over, and I had some rolls of wallpaper that I thought went really well together. So we're going to be coming out with a second release on Tuesday. So 4 days after the boxes, we will be coming out with some smaller bundles of fabric and wallpaper. And this is what will be included in those little bundles. And they will be separate in case you just want fabric or if you just want wallpaper to play with. But we have some strips. We have some little mini scallop squares. This is the last wallpaper that I have of this design. The very last. I won't ever be able to get any more of this. And it's so unique because it has a gray background. And I've never seen a wallpaper that has a gray background like this. But I needed to share my last bit with you guys. I love it so much. But I know you guys will use it in so many ways. Oh, this one is so pretty. This one is actually foiled. Can you see the silver? depending on where you move it in the light, it kind of shines. This one is so elegant, and it looks so French too. I love that. So I have to sort through them, and then I have to make sure that the wallpaper lays flat. We have a specific process for doing that so that it reaches you in a really nice little package. And oh no, my little button card's being suffocated by my wallpaper strips. So this is what my morning's going to consist of, sorting through all of my papers, and this is probably an eighth of it. We have lots of papers to get through, and so I think my mom is going to come into the studio and help me package and organize the bigger sheets into the provision boxes and these smaller sheets with the strips and lovely little scallop squares into their packages as well. Hi, honey. Hi, baby. Loki's always next to me whenever we're working. Also, little Geronimo, his best friend. These are my two little helpers when I'm working. And this is his favorite little stuffed animal that he always cuddles up with. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Hi, baby. Alright, got to get back to work, Loki. You guys, my sister just came into my studio and she shared this little piece with me. It's a fabric piece, and this is part of a little fan that she has that she pulled apart, and then some fabric that is actually going to be shared in one of the provision boxes. But here, she grabbed one of these little scrap pieces that we put in the bin, and she took it, she added some washi tape, she glued them together, and she made a little fabric embellishment, you guys. And then I went over and I asked her if I could share her journals. Of course, not inside of them, but just the journals that she uses in case you guys have kids, or if you have little cousins or nephews, sisters that you want to gift a journal to, because it's such a wonderful and mindful thing to use. It grows your creativity, and it's a place for you to bloom, literally, through your words and through your art. So this is one of the little Midori's that my friend Janet made. It's beautiful. Hello, Janet, if you're watching. My sister fell in love with it, and she had to have it. So this is her little traveler's notebook, her little mini one. And then I purchased this one from her for her birthday. As you can see, she wrote her name on it. And it's a fabric Midori from Etsy. I don't remember where I purchased it from. I think it was like 2 years ago. But you can find these on Etsy if you just put fabric traveler's notebook. She has her little charm on here, her little pom-pom paper clips, and her little stickers, her washi tape, her sticky notes. And then for her birthday this year, since she turned 9, she's a big girl now, she got a planner from me. These are the colors that she loves right now. And I actually got this from Hobby Lobby if you guys are interested. And I decorated it for her. She loves little kawaii things. So look at these little stickers. I got these from an Asian stationery store at the mall. Just some little postcards. Do you like these stickers?
Yeah, I like the stickers.
She says she loves them. I love them too. They look so cute. So this is her little planner, and she loves pandas, so I bought her a little panda pen. But these are the notebooks that she uses to document her life, to document her homework, to be creative in. And this one she just takes whenever we go out somewhere. And she's now creating little fabric embellishments using leftover pieces and scraps from our provision boxes. So I just wanted to share that with you as it touched my heart, and hopefully it gives you some ideas if you have little nieces, nephews, daughters, sons who are creative and want to have another outlet instead of video games to express their creativity in. Bye, Nini!
Bye.